Yani, I did not stop talking to Aaron because you broke up with him. I'm still talking to him. Now you're mad at me. Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well and keeping safe. As for me, I'm doing well and keeping safe, but it is too hot. It's too hot for anything. Anyway, it's time for another story, and if I'm putting the hair up, you know it's about to be a really good story. Anyway, how have you guys been? I hope you've been well and you've been keeping safe. As for me, I've been doing well and I've been keeping safe. So I think I'm on a friendship series because the vlog I posted before this, or if I'm going to post this, then that's going to be the next vlog, is about dealing with friendship anxiety and meeting new friends. And then just after I finished shooting that vlog, I decided, you know what, let me shoot a vlog about the last encounter I had about not wanting to commit to friendship again, because what the hell. Anyway, some years back again, it feels like I have lived 1,000 lives like a cat. God damn it. So some time back, I had a neighbor where I used to stay, and we weren't that close when she was my neighbor. I think I touched a bit on her in my engagement story, the chick that led me to meet the psycho. That one, birds of a feather flock together. I should have known better. Anyway, fast forward, this chick moved out and left me still living in that place. Later, I think a month or two later, we bumped on the road. Mi nilikuwa shughuli zangu, she was doing her own stuff, and then we met on the road. She said hello, told me that she hadn't moved so far away from where we were staying to get where she was my neighbor. It wasn't that far, it was just the next court from the court that she was my neighbor. So anyway, fast forward to her telling me that she'd like for me to visit and see her new place again. I have a problem with making new friends. I always feel like, if you've not watched my previous vlog, please go and watch my struggles with friendship and anxiety and the panic attacks that come with me getting to know somebody afresh, especially somebody that I did not know from scratch. Unless we just hit it off and I can see that you're not rushing to get to know me, then that eases my anxiety, and I'm not super jumpy about your intentions. As in, there's nothing special about it's just the way I am. I don't know, but anyway, I'm getting so much better. If you haven't watched that vlog, go and watch. So she invited me over to her house. I didn't go, of course, but we had exchanged numbers. At the time when she was my neighbor, she didn't have my number, so we had exchanged numbers. She called me, and I don't know what excuse I came up with, but I know for sure I did not go. So the following weekend rolls around, and she told me, please come this weekend to my house to see where I moved to and all that. And then I told myself, okay, I think it's about time I get a female friend. At the time, I didn't even have any female friends. Zero. My friends were guys. Guys were my friends. As in, I feel like with guy friendships, you don't have to work for it. As in, it's not like a relationship where you have to explain why you haven't talked to this person for a whole day. Oh God. And like I said in my previous vlog, I don't like friendships that feel like work. Anyway, I decided, why not? She seems like a cool chick. Note that she was not and is not in my age gap. This is a mama. She has a baby. She is way older than me. So again, I tend to hang out with older people. I feel like it's less work and less drama. But again, I came to realize it's not about age. It's just about how somebody is. Some friendships have really thrived, older people or even people my age. Some older people, and you wonder, guy, mimi ndo nafaa kuwa mzee kukuliko. But anyway, that is just my experience. So that following weekend comes by, and nikaenda kwake. It was a beautiful house, better than where she was my neighbor. Nika compliment the house, not just because I was being nice, but because it was actually a good house. So anyway, we hung out, and the daughter, I loved the daughter. She was such a sweetheart. We hung out for a bit, and then nikamwambia mimi nataka kwenda, and then she goes like, no, si kesho hauko job, why not just spend the night? Initially, I felt like she's being too clingy, but then I was like, I need to open up myself a bit more to meet new people, be friends with new people, just even at least be friends with a neighbor. I have never even been friends with any neighbor or even gone to any neighbor's house. So I need to even at least start a relationship with a neighbor. You know, at least mtu naeza ombanga chumvi ikiisha we. Anyway, that's how it started. The following week, it had become a tendency. She'd tell me, when I come from work, she'd tell me, hey, I've already cooked. Don't cook in your house. Come to my house so that we can have dinner, then you'll go to your house. Initially, for me, it just looked like somebody who just wants to build a relationship with me, and that was cool. So at times I'd go, at times I wouldn't go. At times I'd feel like I am coming to your place so much. So when she calls me and tells me, pass by my house, I have cooked supper. It happened like twice. Then another time she'd tell me, well, do you mind coming by to my house to take dinner here and then go to your house? And then maybe she'd tell me, do you mind sending me some money because I don't have money to buy dinner? I'd send the money because I was working and she wasn't working. At the time, I wasn't in a relationship. I was talking. You remember in my engagement story for 2 weeks, the guy that came to send a driver to pick me up with a range, that's the guy that I was talking to at the time, but it wasn't a relationship. We were just messing around. So at the time, that's the guy I was talking to. And you know, sometimes over the weekends I wouldn't be around because we'd be hanging out, and he's a guy who's always, you know, traveling. He's in and out of Nairobi, so you'd find that most of the times over the weekends I was not around most of the times. So since now this chick had become a close person, I'd say, I started not hanging out with the guy so many times, in that when the guy invites me, I'd tell him maybe I'm hanging out with, let's call this chick, let's call her Devlin. I'm hanging out with Devlin. So ile unapata 50-50, I'm with Devlin this weekend, next weekend I'm with Range Rover guy, hivyo. So ikaendelea hivyo until now Devlin started opening up about her relationship life and the guy that she was with and how he used to treat her. He used to lie to her about coming all the time, about where he lived, about not having a family. Like it was just another liar. Anyway, this guy was lying to her a lot. So then I remember she told me, I really wish I can meet a guy mwenye tunaweza anza life na yeye, but mwenye akona dondo nisikuwe na struggle sana, because this chick was not working and she had a child. Sometimes, and I really didn't feel like it was anything much, because hata akiniambia nimpe do apike, whether nakula huko ama sikuli huko, 200 bob is really nothing much kusaidia mse like wakule. As in, for me, things like those na feelingi ni 200 bob yenye ungeenda labda ununue Heineken ukunywe. I don't know, like na feelingi it's really nothing. It's tender wema nenda wako kind of thing. So ikaendelea hivyo, and you know, I do what I can. Sometimes when she's going to town and I'm in my house, she'd leave her daughter with me, and then COVID hit. And her daughter was being homeschooled. I must sijui your time what was going on with education, but hawako wanaenda shule. And I remember the tutor that she had gotten for her child, she hadn't paid. I don't know for how long, but there was a balance of like 4,500 bob or some change. And at the time I had money because nilikuwa nafanya, I had engaged myself na bizakuza masks, so I had money, and I decided, she talked to me about it, and I decided, why not help? Though I gave it to her as a loan, but I never really told her I want my money. Yani sikuwa imwambia nataka nirudishe hizo pesa at a certain time. Anyway, fast forward, ubesti kaendelea, and one day she met my friends, now my guy friends, because like I said, no female friends for me at the time. So she was my only close female friend at the time. Anyway, she met my guy friends, and then upon meeting them, she thought they were fun. They are fun. So one of the guys was not actually a very close guy friend of mine. We hung out a lot, but we were not like tight like my other guy friends. And you know, he was in the business of looking for a wife or a girlfriend, I don't know. And he told me, hey, your friend 1, 2, 3, she's single, blah blah. So I told her, you guys, you've already met. When you meet again, ask for each other's numbers, and you can exchange numbers at your own convenience. Like, I don't want to be the middleman for anything. If you guys like each other by yourselves. I don't want to be a he said, she said middleman. No. So the following week I was coming from work. I must have been coming from work. I think we were going to work on Fridays or once a week. So I must have been coming from work. And then this guy called me and told me, hey, I'm going to be passing by your neighborhood today. Is it possible for me to see Devlin? And I told her I can call her and ask her if she'd like to meet. And then when you guys meet, then you can exchange numbers, because I don't want to be the middleman. So that is what I did. I told Devlin. Upon telling Devlin, she told me, oh, I don't have food in the house. I don't know what I'm going to make for you guys. I told her, relax, Bana. These are strangers. You don't have to make them anything. We're in Nairobi. This is not at Ushago where you go and see people and you find tea. So she told me, let me call that guy in order for me to tell him that there isn't food that they're going to find when it's ready. So if you don't mind, send me his number. So I sent Devlin his number, and that's how now they started talking. So the guy actually sent her money to buy food, and that actually impressed Devlin so much. I don't know, she wasn't like, the guy that she was with wasn't the taking care of you type of guy. So when this guy sent her money to buy food, I think it wooed her and made her feel like this is husband material. I don't know, but what I do know is that it's almost as if they were in a relationship from there going forward. I'm talking about this story with a second man. I don't know if I want to continue talking about it and actually post it or not. But anyway, I'm going to post it. So anyway, fast forward to, they start actually hanging out a lot, and now the guy doesn't have to call me in order to hang out with her. The chick doesn't have to call me in order to hang out with the guy. I was super happy for them. So I told this chick, Devlin, I think you guys are taking this thing a bit too fast, and I know this guy, and I know his type, and he's been my friend for years before he met you. So take it slow, like you're rushing. He's going to tell you everything you want to hear in order to get into your pants. You should know this by now. And then he's like, no, he actually wants to settle down. He wants a wife. I'm like, you've only known him for 2 weeks. Calm down. I mean, no offense to people that get married in 2 weeks. No offense. I've been there, done that. Didn't work out for me. But I felt like she was rushing. She was taking things a bit too fast. And I was just looking out for her, because if things went sour, then she was going to come back to me and be like, why did you not tell me? Why did you not warn me? And you saw me just pushing myself and taking myself to fall into the ditch, you know? So when I told her that, she seemed ile ni kama kwani unitaki, kwani are you jealous, kwani like you know that attitude. So I decided to just mind my business. So I approached one of our friends, now my friend, and I told him, don't you think Devlin na so and so wanapeleka vitu haraka? And then he told me, Motheo, mind your business. Vitu wanaambiana wakifunikana blanketi moja wachana nayo. Just leave them alone. They're two grown-ups. They know what they're doing. So and I decided, you know what? Let me mind my business. And fast forward, I was getting new stuff to my house. I was getting new furniture, I was out with the old, in with the new. So she told me, since my bed isn't up to standard and you're getting rid of your current bed, now to get new bed, she asked me if I could sell it to her. And I was like, yeah, of course, why not? She told me she didn't have the whole amount, but she was going to give me some money first and then pay the rest later. So she gave me some money, more than half of the amount, and then akabaki na deni like 4,000 or 5,000, I can't remember. And then in the process, since I was doing away with the old and in with the new, I told her, if there's anything else you feel like you like in this house, you can take. So clothes, some of my work dresses that she liked. They had water problems in their niploti ama ni apartment niploti. So drum pier. She didn't have a lot of utensils, and I was bringing in more utensils, so some sufurias, plates, like whatever she wanted. That I wasn't selling to her. She just told me, I told her whatever she wanted she could take. So whatever she didn't have vizuri in her house, then she was taking. So she took the things that she wanted, and tukaendelea hivyo, visiting each other's houses. She's still seeing my friend, and now at this time she has introduced me now to the psycho fiance. You get, you're following. So what happened next? She had some clothes that weren't fitting her very. At this time, we already tight. She spends most of the time in my house. If she's not in my house, I'm in her house, and we sleep over in each other's houses. We are really tight with the daughter at this point. And then one time I'm in her house, she had asked me to spend the night and the following day I had to be at work. So I remember I woke up and I was in a rush to go to my house in order to get changed. Ndo niende kwangu. The reason I'm saying any girl relationships are, I can't. I been there, done that, and I'm tired. Got tired. So anyway, she told me I have actually some official dresses here that I don't wear anymore because I gained weight and they don't fit me anymore. So like naeza kupatia. I was hesitant, but then we had already closed that. We had already crossed that line in our relationship, in our friendship. So I was like, yeah, why not? She gave me the dresses, 2 of them, very beautiful official dresses. So I didn't go to my house as on that day, got dressed in her house, alafu nikaenda job. From kutoka job nikaenda kwangu. She asked me to come. Most of the time she'd ask me to come to her house, but nilikuwa na feel hiyo mvurutano imeanza kukua too much. So sometimes I'd come up with excuses, nimetoka job late or something tu ndo nisiende. Anyway, they started having issues with what am I going to call that guy? What are we going to call that? Aaron. Let's call him Aaron. They started having issues with Aaron. So initially she told me nowadays I try to call Aaron and he doesn't pick up my calls. Normally he'll come, sleep over. He doesn't leave money like he used to. This time it's only like a month and a week maybe into the relationship. Sometimes he'll tell me that he's going to come over and he doesn't come over. What do you think is going on? And I told her, I told you to take things slow. This guy, of course, every other man will most probably just want to get into your pants and that's all. Unless that is also your intention. And I told her, Devlin, unless Pia, your intention is to get laid and that's it. Stop crashing things with this guy if you want something serious. But anyway, she felt like me ndo namjua, wewe umjui. And I'm like, okay, let me mind my business. So anyway, I tried to reach out to Aaron and I'm like, hey, kwani what's going on with you guys? Devlin has been telling me, blah, 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 ushiki simu zake. You tell her you're going to come to her place to see her and then you end up not coming. Kwani, what is going on? So Aaron tells me, mi niliona huo dem akona haraka mingi sana and sitaki kumwambia hivyo. And then, I can't go and tell Devlin something like that. So I told, did I mention this guy's name? I hope not. So I told Aaron, I think it's best for you to just sit her down and tell her that you guys need to take the relationship slow. Like, don't just ghost her because she's my friend and you're my friend and you're putting me in a weird situation here. So anyway, I think, I'm not sure. I think Aaron told her or Aaron ghosted her or I don't know how that went. Because suddenly the calls and the texts and they come to my house, they just went down all of a sudden. And this chick had initially told me that she had had crazy friends, that every friend she had ever been with was jealous of her. Every time she got into a relationship, they always ended up becoming jealous. As in, weird stories. And then at this time, I was serious now. I was in my 4 days or 1 week at the time serious relationship with psycho ex-fiance guy. You're following, if you remember, from previous videos. So now I'm in a very serious relationship with psycho fiance. So I'm not spending as much time either with Devlin. Aaron is not spending as much time with Devlin still as they were spending a lot of time. So now it's almost as if Devlin doesn't have anybody to spend time with anymore because now I'm in a relationship. Aaron is not giving her any attention. So then she starts to withdraw from my friendship with her. Like, yeah, she doesn't believe in I am busy type of friendship. I won't come. Why are you not coming? It's almost as if I need to put my relationship with her before my relationship with any guy that I'm talking to. Anyway, I realized there's something off about our relationship. So first I decided to secure the money. Ile pesa ya bed. So I told her, hey, you haven't given me the balance ya bed. So would you mind clearing that up? So she told me, I think the following day, she told me, nikitoka job, I can pass by her house and take the balance. So I passed by her house and the vibes were really weird. The vibes were totally weird. So anyway, I decided that weekend to reach out and try to talk to her, like get to know what's going on. So that weekend, I called her and asked her if I could go over to her house, just sit and talk and understand what's going on with her. So I went over. And then when I went over, she wasn't as welcoming as she usually was. And when her daughter, tries to come and hang out with me, and she's like, Auntie Timotheo. She's like, kuja ukaya hapa nilikwambia aje wageni wakiingia kwa nyumba. And I'm like, which one is this one? Which one? When did this one start? when did this one start? Your daughter used to be all over me and you used to leave her in my house whenever you were going anywhere. All of a sudden, nilikwambia aje wageni wakikuja. When did that one start? Anyway, I beg. So nikamuuliza Devlin, kwani what's going on? Kwani tumekosana na sijui? And then she goes ahead and tells me, quote and quote, mimi hata sitawahi sahau hizo words. She told me, sitaki ubeste na mtu anafanyanga kazi na mimi siko job. Na sitaki ubeste na mtu ako kwa relationship na mimi siko kwa relationship. So it's either tukue mabeste ama ukue mabeste na watu wako kwa ligi yako wenye wako kwa relationship kama wewe, ama wenye wako kwa job kama wewe, sababu mimi hii relationship haiwezi work out for me. What? I mean, it's good honesty, but again, what? I don't know if you're being honest or you're bitter. I don't know if you want us to be miserable together, as much as I know misery loves company, but what? And then again, narudi nikajambia, Mutheu, immaculate, you never learn. Yani, you never learn. You promise yourself to not be in this stupid female friendships, but you just don't learn. You just don't get it. And then yani na niko like, Immaculate, when will you ever learn? When will you ever learn to not be in these stupid relationships with women? Jesus Christ. And then you see, I end up bleeding on another golden girl because I got banned, as in, Anyway, I didn't have anything to say because hata kama ni wewe ungesema juu, even if ni wewe utaambia mtu aje, utaacha kazi ndio kuwe best ya mtu ama utakuwa na make sure unapiga simu every 1 hour ni kama mtu ni child. The hell. Anyway, nikamwambia I didn't know that's how you felt, but if that's how you feel ni sawa. Nikamwambia I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Pole, I haven't been giving you as much as attention as I need to, but sina ubaya honestly. Akaniambia sawa basi, mimi sisi tunataka kutoka, so tutoke. Polite way of get the hell out of my house. Anyway, tukatoka kwake. Hiyo ni nini? Tukatoka kwake na mimi nikarudi kwangu. The following day, I wasn't working. The following day was I working? The following day I was working. So the following day mimi nikaamka nikaenda job kama kawaida. At this point, there's nothing of mine in our house. There's nothing of us in my house. I always tried to keep that relationship, not to get that point, because every time I spend at her house, I used to make sure I live with my things. I never left my things in her house most of the times. But there's this one time she had come to my house and borrowed some novels. I'm a big reader. So the following day nikitoka job, I see a drum outside my gate and I'm like, nani ameacha drum hapa? So the watch tells me, yule rafiki yako ndo aliacha hapo. Akaniambia ukitoka kazi nikwambie ameacha hapo. And I'm like, okay, weird. So upon going to lift the drum, it's heavy. So nikafungua drum. Nikapata zile nguo zenye alibeba kutoka kwangu, the time I told her whatever you'd like chukua. Manguo, masufuria, hadi mwiko, yani anything she had taken from my house was there. And at the back of my mind I'm like, sungerudisha basi hadi kitanda na uniambie nikupe pesa. Like, okay guy. Relationships with women are hard. Friendships with women are hard. Well, I thank God for the friendships I have right now. As in, well, kukosana is kawaida. Not kukosana, like disagreements here and there won't lack, but at least there is some maturity and talking about hapo ulifanya hivi by the way ilinibona, hapo ulifanya hivi ilinibo. But what the hell? Anyway, mi na drum yangu tukabebana hadi huko juu. I took the sufurias, the clothes I threw because I mean, I can't trust what you might have done to the clothes before bringing them back. I cannot trust what you might have done to the clothes. So to the trash. And I can't even give them to anybody because umefanyia nini hizi nguo? I don't know. You're bitter. So when I saw that, I decided, hey, let me ask for my books because they are expensive books. If you're a reader, then you know books are expensive. So I told her, and guy, mi siji, aki yenyewe, mi maturity ikujangi na miaka. Na uni mama. I know it sounds wrong, but saa ingine mtu act kama miaka yake. Imagine, I called this chick. She did not pick up my calls. I called her again. she's not picking up my call. So I text her and told her, hey, are you done with the book I gave you? I'd like it back if you don't mind. She did not respond. The following day I text her again. Then I get very attached with my things. I like to have unless I have wholeheartedly given it to you, this pillow now belongs to you. If I just lend it to you, be sure to bring it back. I'm very attached to my things. Very selfish in that way. And I'm not ashamed to put it out there. I am very attached to my things and very selfish with them. So if I lend you something, please give it back. Kama utaki tukosane. Anyway, I text her and told her the following day, sasa, hey, unaweza nipa, I didn't even care whether amemaliza kusoma this time or not, but nikamwambia, hey, nataka ile kitabu yangu. If you don't mind, ndo nimetoka job, niambie tupatane wapi unipe nini kitabu yangu. This chick texts me and tells me nimeachia soja sasa wao nimeacha hapo kwa soja wetu ndio ukachukue hapo. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Yani because you don't want a friend who works or who is in a relationship, and because yours and Aaron relationship failed and he's still my friend, yani I did not stop talking to Aaron because you broke up with him. I'm still talking to him. Now you're mad at me. Anyway, nikaendea kitabu kwa soja, even though mi sikupea soja kitabu ampe. Nikaendea kitabu yangu kwa soja, and ever since we cut ties, I stopped talking to her. I saw her on the street one time, and because I'm not a bitter person and I don't have the energy to be carrying anybody in my heart, me come on and I was like, hey. So I saw the child first, hey mama mambo, and the mama goes like, usiende kusalimia watu hujui. Nikamwambia, hey, kwani anijui na tulikuwa tunajuana yeye uko aje? And the mom looks at me like, and akashika mtoto wake mkono akaenda. Kutoka hapo nikajiambia basi sitakusalimia nikikuona kwa njia. I'm not bitter, mimi sina ubaya nawe, but it's okay. Anyway, I didn't see her ever since. And then one time nikitembea tu, like she knew people that I knew, the ex-fiance psycho guy, once we were done and everybody moved on with their lives. One time I was passing by his shop and he was telling me, hey, by the way, yule beste yako now Devlin, alikuwa na changishiwa, as in a lot of things zile unasikia unabaki like you have a wicked heart. How will wickedness not follow you? It's not like life is a Nigerian movie, but kuna vitu zingine zo happen na hata unakaa una reflect, mtu alikuwa anakuambia aje about her past relationship na mademu wengine ama na mabeste wengine, and you are like, no wonder I should have read it in between the lines, but because I don't learn. Motheu, you don't learn. So sasa ulimwengu na marafiki wanakufunza the hard way, but I thank God right now I'm in a better place. And you know, sometimes I thank the anxiety I get and the panic attacks I get before actually meeting new people, because they keep me away from strays like those. I've said my own. Don't crucify me. Until next time, I'm going to see you all very, very soon. Subscribe if you haven't. Like, show me all the love that you can. Bye.